Hi and welcome to Alta Heron. My name is Rob Runacres and I completely failed to do the introductory video for the event I was at, which was Dijon 2017. Hence why I'm recording this in my flat whilst the upstairs neighbour moves furniture around. Hans, I have no doubt you're going to kill me. Anyway, we've got a lot of very interesting interviews with some major people from the HEMA scene and I hope you enjoy. Cheers. Hi, so I'm joined by Dr. Daniel Jaquet. Good to see you again.
Yes,
we are in Dijon 2017, and it's been a very full year, very, very busy. Over 230 people, I think.
Yeah, it's quite big, this one.
Yeah, so a good event, good result. But what's very special from our point of view, I think, is the fact that it's the launch of the Society for HEMA Studies, which we've podcast about elsewhere. But I'm just wondering if you can perhaps quickly say something about that.
Yeah, it was about choosing where to put this. And the first idea was to make it into an academic congress. But it's a pity because only affiliated scholars usually go there. It costs a lot for HEMA researchers to go there. And well, Dijon was an obvious choice. It's been now 16 years. It's going here under the umbrella of the University of Burgundy. In the early days, there was a full day of academic lectures and then the fighting. And since about 3 or 4 years, they mismatch with workshop and lectures. And to mark the event of the launch of this society, we organized this series of conferences with roundtables with a few French professors out there. And I'm quite happy. And you...
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And we had a number of lectures. I mean, I gave a lecture, but who else did we have?
Yeah, we had Manuel Valle who gave a lecture. We also had about a new book that is coming out and the etiquette in the salle d'armes.
Yeah, he's, for those of you who don't know, he works for the AGA in Galicia, Spain. He's probably one of the main drivers behind getting sources out there, but not just treatises about, as we're saying, this is about fencing etiquette in the south, so very interesting contextual stuff.
Yes, and he also published this bibliography, which is a research tool that is incredible. So he is one of the top researchers, I'd say.
Absolutely.
And I was happy to hear your lecture at the start of the dissertation, and I wish you luck with this.
Thank you very much. Well, you've been very, very kind in helping with that. We also had Mike Chidester, of course. He was talking.
He was opening the series of lectures. It was good.
Exactly. So that's actually 2 days of lectures. Very well attended, I thought. Yes. I mean, most of these things, I think I was a little bit concerned you'd have 2 or 3 people who were lost. But we had sort of like 30 or 40 people attending, which is a good size, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. What else do you want to talk to us about?
Well, we could put the list of this, but the list of the lectures, but you can still find it in the website. And as the first newsletter of HEMAS, so the Society for HEMA Studies, we will make reports of events outlining, well, the lectures that we hold and the breakthrough of research.
Okay, I need to ask you a difficult question.
Yeah, come on.
A couple of comments I've had about FHEMAS, which we've discussed before, is how are we going to support people who are not academics dealing with the written source, but are putting the practical into it. Do we have an answer yet, or is this an ongoing process?
It took the Society for the Dance Studies about 30 years to put that through, so you cannot expect that tomorrow we'll bring with a solution, but it's on the way. It's one step at a time, and we have to explain and to outline why is the practical aspect of HEMA important for research. And well, academics can do this, a few, but it's mostly the people who do this, who actually are experts. And well, it's you who listen to these podcasts. So bring your work forward. The Society for Historical European Martial Arts Research is about this. It's a vitrine of your work. So explain why is it important to actually study this and why you have to go through your body to do this.
Yeah, so I think the message, I guess, is please get involved, please bring your things forward, but be patient. It's an ongoing development.
Yeah. We say in French, Rome n'a pas été construit en un jour, so you don't build Rome in one day.
Same in English.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
Daniel, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, so I'm joined here by Enrica Angiolini from Rome, from the ARA Club of Francesco Loda. And What we're doing is we're talking about Dijon 2017. And Enrica, this is your first Dijon event?
Yes, indeed. I've been wanting to come since 2013. It was the first time I saw an international event in videos and photos, and I was very excited about it. It was like a huge hall with lots of people. I really want to go, and finally I made it, so I'm really happy to be here.
But why? Why do you want to be at Dijon?
Well, the first thing, I've heard so many great news and things about this event. Like, you and other people always been telling me that it's well organized, lots of great teachers, amazing workshops, beautiful space, lovely city. And so I've always wanted to come. And this year we have so many teachers, so many great fencers, and I really wanted to meet a lot of people that I've seen around, like on Facebook or in your interviews or all over the place, people that I've been really wanting to meet, and it's been really great and rewarding to come here.
Okay, you're well known in some areas as a leading competition fencer. You've had some success there, and Dijon is not. It's willfully not a competition event.
No.
It's very much workshop based. How did that feel for you, coming to something where you didn't have that environment for something that perhaps you're looking for as an event?
Oh, well, yeah, I think I like both events with competitions and without competitions. I do enjoy competing. I do like trying new things and maybe experimenting during tournaments and with new weapons as well. But workshops are really important for me also, because we do mainly rapier and longsword and some rapier and dagger. But when you go to workshops, you have the chance to try new weapons or new styles or things you never even heard about. And I think that every time you attend a workshop, you meet a new teacher, you meet new practitioners, you can actually improve what you do, even if you're trying something completely different. It's always your expertise and your experience help you so much with everything you have in your school or outside. Is always helping you grow and improve. And so I really want to attend workshops, even if there is no competition involved at all. I think if an event is good, there's good teachers and good fencers, I'm going. I just want to learn and do new things every time.
Okay, are there any particular highlights from the weekend?
I think I really liked how well everyone is being incredibly kind. Like, the atmosphere is lovely. People are extremely cheerful and kind and welcoming. And I think I had some really nice sparring sessions with a lot of people. I fought rapier and dagger, sword and buckler, small sword, side sword.
Targa.
Targa.
Targa with us,
We tried
yep.
Targa. It's very fun. And I've seen a lot of stuff that I'd never seen before, like people having fun with the Dussac, and I really like that everyone is always very welcoming and wants to fight, and everyone's just sharing, and it's nice. And the conferences were great. There's lots of new things coming around, and I'm really excited for next events and to see how it's going to be for the next month.
Cool. You obviously a lady travelling on your own.
Yes.
How was that? Because obviously there is a lot of increasing number of women entering HEMA. Obviously, it can be intimidating for some people to travel to events on their own. How did you find it?
Yeah, this is my the second time I traveled to an international event by myself. I went to Spain this summer at La Coruña for a Tonpois event. And I think that apart from traveling with very heavy luggage and having people stare at you because you're obviously carrying around a dead body in your bag, it's like every time at the airport someone's like, And apart from that, it's just, I really like it, just focus on the fact that I really want to attend an event. So if it takes like traveling alone, I don't mind. Just I'm always happy to be in company, but I don't let traveling alone distract me from the fact or discourage me to go, because it's not worth it. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, obviously I travel alone a lot, but I'm fortunate to be looking at it from a male perspective. So are there any sort of any practicalities or advice you'd give on this?
Well, just especially if you're traveling in a country you've never been to, or maybe it's somewhere that they don't speak your main language. Of course,
Yeah.
having your average English is always a good start.
Yeah.
But try to figure out your plans, like where you need to go, how you need to get there.
But that's general advice for anyone,
Yeah,
really. You didn't feel there was anything specific for you as a woman traveling?
I've got a couple of guys asking me, what do you have in your bag? Or are you an athlete? Oh, you do Olympic fencing? No, it's not Olympic fencing, blah, 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 blah. But apart from that, yeah, people want to talk sometimes, but just, you can tell that you've got weapons. It's like make them understand that you know how to use those weapons, even if they're locked in your bag.
Yeah.
But I've never had like big issues or fearful situations or things like that. Luckily, I hope that's never going to happen. But it's just like for all the girls and ladies out there that want to go to events, maybe try and go with a partner, with a friend, another girl, but don't let it stop you, because it's totally not going. Just go and have fun.
Okay. Just to finish off, Enrica is very well known outside of HEMA for work as a colorist in comics.
Yes.
Do you want to spend just a quick few moments saying about that and what you got coming out?
I've been working as a comic colorist for a year now. I'm working with Titan Comics on a Warhammer 40k comic series. We're working on the 7th. We just finished the 7th issue right now, and the trade paperback is coming out in, I think, 1 month and a half. So you will be able to find it like on Forbidden Planet, which is the official Titan shop, Titan Comics shop. And then on Amazon and everything. So I just came out in France, and we might have some really good news about other countries coming very soon.
So you do commissions as well, of course. And,
I've done your logo for Alta Heron some time ago, and I've been doing some T-shirts and other logos. So
okay. And obviously the cover for the fantastic Livre de Leçon that's coming out fairly soon.
And I've done some interior work as well for that.
Yes, absolutely. But if someone does want to commission you for, say, club logos or for T-shirt designs, how should they contact you?
I have a Facebook page. Well, you can find me on Facebook with my account, or you can contact me on my Facebook page, which is Enrica Angiolini Art. So you can just message me there. I'm quite quick. I always reply. And I speak a fair amount of languages. So don't worry, you can contact me.
Occasionally foul language as well. All right, Enrica, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
So I'm joined here by Mike Chidester of Wiktenauer fame. Hi.
Hi.
Good to have you over here. So you're in Dijon, first European event you were saying.
First event I've ever been to in Europe. Well, because these days in HEMA I'm primarily concerned with the sort of study and research end of it more than the competition. Even though I spend most of my HEMA event time at competitions, this has been for many, many, many years the premier event for researchers in Europe. And so the people that I felt I wanted to meet on my very first outing, I knew that many of them would be here.
Okay.
And that's about it. And wanted to experience a lot of the new ideas that are going on in the European scene.
Okay, so it's been a very, very busy event. So it's something like 230 people here.
Huge.
Quite packed. How have you found being in such a big event? Because really you've got Longpoint and WMAW, but they're almost to that size, aren't they?
Yeah, Longpoint was about this size last year. WMAW is a bit smaller. They capped the attendance. And those are the two sort of premier American events that I go to, and I go to many smaller events through the year, but it's a bit of a different experience here in Dijon. Different format for the event, different language being spoken around me. I don't know, it's been a very wonderful experience, and I can't say it was what I expected because I really came in with no expectations, so I just knew it was going to be something good.
Okay, so one of the things that we've been talking about on this particular vlog has been the launch of the Society for HEMA Studies. What are your thoughts on that, if I can tempt you?
I have a lot of thoughts about this. So I was not really very aware of the planning for any of this. It was, I was first talking to you about it only several weeks ago. But I think it's a very great opportunity for us to sort of redouble our efforts and try to bring the community of focused on research together and sort of get all of us pushing towards some of the same goals and at least talking to each other more than perhaps we have in the past. I think that the path forward for HEMA research is maybe not so straightforward, and there's a lot of different things that we need to work on. But I'm very excited to see some real attention being put on these questions of how do we advance research, how do we improve our standards while still sort of staying in touch with everybody with their own ideas about how these things should be done.
Because of course, HEMAC, which was very much the egalitarian society, it's still in play, was non-American, wasn't it? Or
it
isn't
was,
it? Yeah.
and that was a decision that was taken quite a while ago, that it was only for Europeans. And in the United States, we launched WEMAC. I say we. I was brought in later on. I wasn't part of the original group. But that worked very well for a few years of bringing the American researchers in touch with each other. And we have a lot of other informal sort of groups in the Western Hemisphere, sort of trying to bring certain groups together. But a global effort like this has been lacking. And there's certainly a lot of us live in islands, and we need to get in touch with each other to really expand our understanding and our resources.
I mean, one of the things that perhaps hasn't come over so far is that it's not just about people in HEMA. It's about academics in history and perhaps in other arts getting involved. So we get this cross-pollination of ideas, but also, I guess, of academic standards and techniques and training people within HEMA how to do things, and conversely training academics how we interpret. Do you think this is something that would take off in the States with American academics?
I think that we've already made attempts at this in the United States, and there are a lot of us who are interested in working more closely with academics. We obviously have academics already who have reached out to our community over time. Jeffrey Forgang is an obvious example, and others who are very interested in HEMA, but come at it from their own world of research standards and publication and so on, and their assistance has been very valuable. And I think if we can try to increase the common ground between our world as sort of practitioner researchers and the purely academic side, then with a much broader area of interest and area of knowledge, then I think it could only be positive for us. I can't say that we'll get buy-in from everybody in the whole community, but when has that ever been the case?
Well, exactly, and I think it doesn't seem that it's attempting to restrict people. That always seems to be the fear, isn't it? That if something new is set up, then obviously people are going to be suddenly banned from doing something, which I never really understand.
I mean, HEMA is always the coalition of the willing, right?
Yeah.
You plant a flag, and if people are interested, they'll come and join you.
Absolutely.
And everybody else will keep doing what they want to anyways.
Okay, so any final thoughts on Dijon, something you're going to take away from it? Apart from possibly yes, another hangover.
I mean, I've gotten several T-shirts, and Manuel Baye was kind enough to give me a copy of his book, most recent book, which was nice.
He gave you a free copy. He charged me. Right. Well, okay. I'll see him in Corona.
That's because I speak Spanish. We have a bond together.
Right. I see.
But beyond that, I mean, lots of new friends, lots of new projects that have been discussed and will hopefully bear fruit. It's a very, very great place to meet people who are interested in research and in doing this kind of work and really bringing it forward. So definitely going to come back next year as well.
Wonderful. I shall see you there. Mike Chidester, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
So the last of our interviews is with Dr. Fabrice Cognot of the Talent of Stock, the organiser and one of the minds behind Dijon 27 and since the year dot, I guess. So do you want to tell us quickly how you found this year?
Oh, well, the show was quite brilliant, I must say. We had the usual surprises in terms of how to run things and in terms of a relationship with the University of Burgundy, but the people seem to be happy, and it makes me happy, and that's great. I mean, it's been 4 days of pure HEMA delight.
Yeah, well, particularly as you just kicked my ass in our last fight.
Did
so
I?
yes,
No, you did.
I think you probably did.
No.
But it was a very academic event this year. I mean, we talked last year when we did this that it was academic, but we had all the lectures that went on, and you were part of a round table as well.
Yes, I was. This year we hosted the creation of FHEMAS, which is a researcher society about HEMA research. I had the honor of being invited to speak at this roundtable with University Professor Pascal Brégois and Dr. Audrey Thuillon-de-Mézy and Olivier Dupuis, and also Dr. Pierre Sanchez. And it was very interesting. New, great things ahead, I must say.
Okay, so you're known as being obviously one of the mainstays of HEMA in France. You're a doctor of archaeology, but your profession is as a bladesmith.
Yes.
So let's have a look at some of your stuff.
Sure.
Okay, perhaps you could talk us through some of the pieces.
My main thing is to make historical pieces after I'm using examples. It's not really survey copies of historical items. I just take inspiration and make something that could have existed. Like this hammer here. You've seen it in Matt Easton's videos actually. But this dagger, also English dagger, late 15th century. But also take fun in making things that are utterly unhistorical because it's part of the job, part of the fun you take in having and doing that job, you know. So that's basically it. You know, I took up bladesmithing while doing my PhD, in fact, in order to understand metal, you know. So kept me busy since then.
Okay, now if people want to see examples of this, where should they go to? What website?
Well, my website is www.historicalbladesmith.com, but I'm also on Facebook, so find me on Facebook and feel free to chat at any time. You know.
Okay, Fabrice, we'll end it there. It's been another fantastic, exhausting event. The largest Dijon so far?
No, the largest was for the 10th edition 6 years ago, but this one was quite considerable,
close.
I must say. Yeah.
So, plans to get it up to 300 next year, if possible, or would that just kill you?
No, it's just too much.
Okay.
So yeah, book the date. We don't have the date yet, but when the registration opens, just don't tarry. Right.
Okay. Congratulations
Thank
once
you.
again. Thanks very much.